the process in which this action research was developed. The main concept of this work is about how to increase the use of English as a second language through a series of interaction patterns. The interaction patterns applied in this project were the following: 3-step interview, round table, round robin, think per share, solve per share, and numbered heads. These interaction patterns were presented through 20 activities, 4 activities for each pattern. The pattern's application ran through 20 hours class. Some charts were filed with observation after each activity. Results were interpreted in the same way at the end of each activity. A rubric was designed in order to simplify data interpretation. Finally, this work shows how this project has affected my teaching style. It shows also the benefits for the students and the benefits for other people with whom I'm playing. During my teaching practice, I have faced many issues. One of them is the students' reticence of actually using the target language. This is a major concern because it is supposed that studying languages is precisely to communicate with others, applying the acquired knowledge. This issue has led me to analyze in a conscious manner my teaching practice. Through this analysis, I have found the following. Number 1, students are pretty good at reading, writing, and even listening activities. They usually get good grades when applying these skills. Number 2, students are pretty hard workers by themselves, even though this fact doesn't help them to improve their speaking skills. And number 3, students are not able to articulate a simple sentence in a fluent and accurate way if they don't write it first. From this analysis emerges my action research questions. Can the implementation of group and pair work interaction patterns improve the use of the target language demonstrated by my students? My research project was conducted with a high intermediate group of 21 students. These students were about to get a teacher's degree. They were taking the last semester of their careers. The interaction patterns were explained through PowerPoint presentations in order for students to understand them perfectly. The activities were adapted to those patterns I mentioned before. The results were remarkable. The use of 3-step interview interaction pattern was a little bit problematic at the beginning of this action research. I had to face students' resistance to use the target language instead of the native one. Only 4 pairs of students tried to use the target language, but they also used their native language because they didn't know enough vocabulary to complete successfully the activity. The other 6 pairs just used the target language a little. It could be because of the lack of vocabulary, or it could also be because students are not used to work in pairs or teams. By the time the class started with the second activity, the students were more willing to work in pairs because they were more used to the interaction pattern given. And the following activities had better results. Students were using the target language more and more without writing first. The application of the second interaction pattern, round table, round robin, worked even better than the 3-step interview. I think it was because the interaction in groups of 5 allowed the students to feel more self-confidence, thanks to each other's help. By the end of this activity, I observed that half of the class was using the target language most of the time. It was clearly a great advance. Students were talking in English, maybe not in an accurate or fluent way, but they were making an effort. At this stage, students have gained enough confidence for using English with the task assigned. The think per share interaction part allowed them to increase their speaking skills, and these skills were gaining accuracy and even fluency as long as the activities were running. There was not much change between the results of these interaction patterns, the think per share and the solve per share. I could observe the same students' behavior at using the target language, but I must admit that difficulties in these tasks were a little bit higher, as long as the students subjects such as fluency and accuracy must be added to this project in order to improve it. The development of this action research project has allowed me to be aware of the different interaction patterns that could be applied in a classroom. This awareness has also allowed me to search for and apply different strategies that have enriched my teaching style. Student improvements have shown me that I am on the right path. My contribution to education will be to present and recommend my findings to the teachers of my context and encourage those teachers to apply them in order to give our students what they deserve, our best. Thank you very much.